Good morning, everybody. Here we are live at the Sella House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 104 on April 13th, New Op Day. You got it, baby. A beautiful new op day for a brand new strong session. What do I mean by that? Who are you, you whack job? What are you talking about new op days and strong sessions? This is not a sad, gloomy day that you all know as that day that falls between Sunday and Tuesday, that day. This is a new op day. This is a day, and it's not the 7-day period that starts today is not that puny word that you use for that 7-day. You know, this is strong. This is powerful. This is a new opportunity day, a day of new opportunity for a new strong session. That's another 7-day period. Okay. Strong session, a 7-day period. And this is the beginning of it. New op day. We always start with new opportunity every day of the strong session. I almost said it. I almost said it. So you guys might think I'm crazy. You might think John and I are both crazy for bringing new crazy words like that. But you know what? The way you think about things makes a huge, huge difference in everything. And if you start your 7-day period out with, you know, that gloomy day and being, you know, unpowerful, I'm going to use the word unpowerful. You see the squirrel run behind me? Chipmunk actually ran behind me on the fence there. You know, what kind of a tone does that set? Not just for your day, but for the rest of the whole session, you know? So if you're starting out with a new op day and a strong session ahead of you, it's empowering. It gives you the whole idea of what you can accomplish. You know, it opens up the possibilities of your dreaming of what you can get done instead of, you know, just dreading the next 5 days and just, you know, praying for the end of it so that you can have a day and a half or 2 days to yourself to piss away, really, but whatever. You know what I mean? Supposedly do the things that you want to do, but really it's just about pissing away your time and money. So that's what new op day is all about. That's what a strong session is all about. That's why we're always so excited here on this day, is because, you know, we know that we've got opportunity in front of us. We've got a chance to make a difference, to make things happen, and to get things done, and to earn lots of money, and to do the things that we like to do, and to get more time freedom. And that's what this is all about. So PropertyNoodlers@gmail.com. That is who we are. Well, that's not who we are. We're sellahousearizona.com, but that is where you contact us if you like the ideas of what we're talking about here and you want to get into doing some wholesale real estate to pick up some extra cash so that you can start, you know, buying back some of your time and being able to enjoy a new op day and have an exciting, strong session ahead of you instead of a gloomy having to go to work 5 days. Anyway, today we're going to talk about very interesting. John and I are, you know, we stumbled across something a year ago through a deal that there was an associated situation with this deal. And, you know, we thought, looking at this going, hey, there could be something in this. And we did a little research and we found that, you know, hey, we can find these things and we can look them up and we can put some marketing in this area. And, you know, we were focused on one particular system that we had going on at the time. It's what we were doing. It's what we had working for us. And, you know, it just never came to fruition that we started putting an effort towards this other avenue. And the funny thing is, when we met with our new partner that we have, who is sort of kind of a lead generation guy for us, he you know, he was basically kind of doing the same things that we were doing before. And another deal came along and we stumbled back upon this, and he was a little bit, you know, bright-eyed about, you know, hey, what is this? He really had no idea. And we were like, oh yeah, we've seen that. This is good stuff, you know? And so we started looking into it a little bit more at this time, finally, you know, like a year plus, year and a half almost later. that we finally started looking into this other area. And quite honestly, had we not met up with our other partner, um, I don't know that we would have ever really put forth the effort towards it that we should have. Fortunately, he had enough time, and he's kind of a research junkie, so he started looking into it and doing the research that we didn't really have the time to do, and came up with the idea that, hey, there is something here. Let's look into this, and started coming up with some possibilities, and we checked them out, and we ended up scoring some deals. And next thing we know, our whole system has really morphed into this primarily over and above what we were doing before. Now we still have what we were doing before on the back burner that's going out there in full force. Actually, not quite in full force, because since we made the shift, we kind of almost had to abandon what we were doing before, but mostly for financial reasons. But now that that's switching back, we can actually start bringing that back in to the fold in full force again, and have two systems going now. And, things are just going to get better and better. And that's, again, there's that word, systems. That's the word that we heard all last week and probably the week before. Really just been harping on systems in the wholesale real estate business. And it is really, systems are the key to your success. And most people that are doing this business don't have any systems. They're randomly doing what they have been doing all along, and they're still, one-man pony shows that are doing everything that there is to do, from the the initial marketing to the negotiation, to the initial, contact, to the initial, the comping of the properties, to the negotiations of the properties, to the contracts, to getting the contracts, to getting in escrows, to filling up the back end as far as anything that needs to be done with the property, to, finding the buyers, to getting the property sold. Each and every one of those little steps right there can be automated into a specific system. And we've actually got two systems in place now for the very front end marketing part of this. And we've actually got a system up that we're getting up and running for the initial contact and negotiating and getting contracts part of the system. And we're also working on a system now, putting a system in place for the back end, the selling part of it. So with all these things, that leaves John and I free, with more time to focus on the areas that we are best at, or where we should be putting most of our time, in the areas that make the most money for the company. So that's the whole thing right there is, where are you spending your time? And is what you're spending your time on really what makes the most money for your company? And if, you consider that every minute that you're doing something else other than what makes your company the most money, that you're really, you're losing money at that point in time. You're not making any money for the company. So that's, systems is all you have to say. It's just powerful. So going back to where I was at here a minute ago with this other source, so to speak, of leads that we came across, John and I have been putting together, and it's going to be coming out here. I don't know exactly when, but it is going to be coming out. We're putting together a real estate program with all of the ways on how to do this, in your hometown, or, if you're in Phoenix. And by the way, I'm in beautiful morning this morning in beautiful Lake Tahoe here in my gorgeous backyard. But just for all you guys looking, going, hey, where the heck is that? Is he up in the Pine Top or something? No, I'm in South Lake Tahoe. But anyway, so we were putting this together, and we're putting together this program, and we're going to base it around what it is that we're doing right now with this other source that we came across, and how we go about doing it, and so that it makes an opportunity for more people to get out there and do it. But for right now, we're kind of trying to keep it a little bit hush hush, because number one, we need to make a lot of money in it, so we need to capitalize on it, monopolize on it, sort of keep it to ourselves and get out there and make a whole bunch of money so we can afford to pay to put the program together, because putting programs together isn't cheap. Probably going to cost anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 to put this program together. So maybe more, I don't know. But so we're kind of keeping it hush hush right now. And the funny thing is I was looking at some emails yesterday and I saw, here's this new program, blah, 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 or so-and-so talking about blah, 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 killing it, crushing it with blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody on to us, So I went and listened to this guy's message, and, it is, and it isn't. What we're doing. I mean, it is what we're doing, the basics of what we're doing, but definitely not in the way that we are coming up with it. But the interesting thing about it is, and this is, going back to systems and going back to getting started and what you need to do in this business to get started, and all the programs that are out there and what's available and where to get your knowledge and your education from and all those things. Here we are. We've been doing this for 6 months now, this specific source and system, the way that we got this going here, for 6 months now. And the message that I listened to yesterday, like I said, is and isn't what we're doing, but there are some key elements in there that are the same, and there's some key elements in there that are different from what we're doing, and where and when and how, we're going after these things, et cetera, and so on. But even though we've been doing it and we've got a system and we know where to find it and we know how to do it and all those sorts of things, the fact that that this scared me enough that I watched it, I went in there and I was still able to pull out two or three gold nuggets of things that I think can really help us with what we're doing and the way that we're doing it. And again, we're ready to share our program, but we're not ready to share it without being compensated for that sharing, because that's why we're putting this program together, because it is simple what we're doing. It's very little competition, if any at all, in what we're doing. And how and where we're finding these things, et cetera, and so on. It's very, very simple to do. So it's a really great program and system that is working. I do believe that there's a plethora, if you will, of availability for what we're doing right now, just because of the times, where we've been and where we're going. And I believe that in the future, I mean, this is something that's never going to go away. But I was looking at some statistics, and I believe that it's probably going to be diminished somewhat over the course of the next, say, 3 to 5 years. And and then of course, obviously by then, thanks to us, it'll probably be a little bit more saturated with people that are doing it. So it won't be as lucrative, but it won't be as easy to just simply come across these deals with no competition and that sort of thing. So so that's funny. That's John fixing his license issues, and they were waiting for me, but because he's late. But anyway, so getting into all that, like I said, it's just very interesting that there's still always gold nuggets out there within these education programs. I've spent literally $10,000 to $15,000 or more on real estate guru products to learn how to do this business. I started in, when did I get my first one? I probably got my first one around 2005. So for 10 years, I've been spending money, educating myself, learning through the guru products on how to do this wholesaling thing and how to run this real estate business in different ways. And, some of the things that I learned and tried aren't working now. Some of the things are working now, but even out of the things that aren't working that I looked at, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 years ago, I still got stuff out of each and every one of those that I am using today. That's the key. See, is there's a lot of information out there, and the saying that says, knowledge is power, it really isn't all that true, because you can have a whole bunch of knowledge and it's really not all that powerful until you organize the knowledge. So see, I had all these programs and I had a lot of knowledge in my head from all of these different things that I'd looked at and seen and studied and all of that. But until I finally started within the last, 2 years, really organizing all of this information, all of this information, until I started getting all this information organized into a manner that it makes sense and that it works, that it meshes together, that it melds, and all of those things, that now I'm really starting to see the fruits of all of this study and learning and education that I did. And that's the thing, that's the reason why most people who attempt wholesale real estate, go from wholesaler to WholeFailer so quickly, is because you see the guru program, you look at it, it's like, oh, this is simple. But what most people don't realize is that, that guru program, it took a guy a period of time to learn how to do that, during which, he saw a peak market that was hot, that has since, somewhat cooled. And now, since he's brought his product to market, and there's other people now doing this as well too, not only has the market cooled, has the opportunity lessened, but now there's more people that are attempting it. It's more saturated. It just becomes more difficult to do, you see. So that's what happens, is people say, oh, this is great, this is easy, this new program, look, all I got to do is this, and this, and bam, I'm going to be making big money. And they go out and they do this, and this, and it doesn't happen for them right away, and boom, they're out the door. They're not interested any longer, and they think that this whole wholesaling real estate thing is a big scam, and they become, instead of being nothing out there of, maybe I'll try this or whatever, being open-minded, they shut down to it, and they actually become negative, against it. So they become anti-wholesaling, or whatever it is that, that these people are doing, whether it's an affiliate marketing program, or, whatever else, something that somebody, basically kind of paid for an education, and then put it to use in a limited fashion, and failed at it because they didn't stick with it, and they didn't learn and adjust along the way. And that's what it takes. Every step of the way is all about learning and adjusting. You're not going to step into something. I mean, very few people step into something that they just boom excel at like that. And the all of the testimonials that you see about this, the person that did that, I sent out 40 letters and I got a $50,000 deal, and this has changed my life, and blah 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 blah. It happens, yeah, but it doesn't happen to everybody. That's the thing. It doesn't happen for everybody. It's not just that easy. Okay, most of us who are successful in this business have paid our dues. We've knocked our heads against the wall several thousand times, and but we just don't give up. We just keep going, and if there's a problem, we figure out how to change it, how to fix it, and work around it, or whatever the case might be, that we are able to overcome that problem and continue moving forward. And that's the ticket to success in anything really. So getting off again on the tangent of so what happened with this little scare that I got. Like I said, I just wanted to point out the fact that there's so much education out there. There's so much information to have. Fortunately, what I listened to didn't cost any money, so it wasn't was excuse me, wasn't an out-of-pocket expense for me. But I guarantee you, one of the things that I got out of that thing is going to make a huge difference in what we're doing. It's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to the point when, we've got our program up and running, so that I can get out there and, freely start sharing my information with others, instead of feeling right now like, I got to hoard it a little bit, because you know, that's really the wrong mentality you have. That's a lack mentality that, you know, there isn't enough out there that I can't share this right now. But I just want to be able to be the guy that brings it to the market. It's not that I don't feel that there's enough opportunity available for everybody for me to be sharing it right now, but what I feel and what I know is that there's other people out there that if they catch wind of it, they can beat me to the market with my product and my service that is, you know, designed to help other people. And that product and service in and of itself, yes, of course. Do I plan on making a lot of money with that? Of course I do. You know, so I'm not gonna pull the punches and say, hey, you know, I want to do this to help people. I mean, I do want to do it to help people, but it's not like, you know, yeah, of course, there's going to be money made. There's going to be a lot of money made with it. So that's the reason why I want to put it out there, is A, to help people, and B, to make money from it. And I have no shame in saying that I want to make money off of my product, because you know what? I feel that I'm delivering a good value with this product. And if I'm delivering a good value, I deserve to be paid for my value. And that's just the bottom line. And you should feel that way too. You should never be ashamed to be paid for the value that you deliver to the marketplace. And if I'm delivering good quality value to the marketplace, you're darn right. I expect to be paid for it, and I expect to be paid well for it. So that's the reason why, you know, kind of hoarding my hoarding our little secret here. But it's only just because, like I said, this is our first time doing anything like this. We really have no idea how to do it. So it's a trial and error kind of a situation that's taking longer than it should. I guarantee you there's people out there that could probably have us, you know, throwing this program together like in the next 30 days. I don't know, but we'll get there. There's going to be a point here in the very, very near future where we're going to be able to say, you know what, boom, 30 days from now, it's coming out. But for right now, a little bit of work in progress. But I'm going to close the show here today by saying, if you're interested in our product, you can have a sneak preview. You can get started right now without having to pay for it, because we're giving it away for free right now to a very limited few that want to join our team, because we still need more people. It's actually grown bigger than what we've been able to keep up with, and the systems that we're putting in place are coming along a little slower than we had hoped to, you know, give us back the time. So we need bodies. And if you're a body who's interested in wholesale real estate in what is the hottest open area right now, where there are deals, and I mean killer deals. You know, we closed on one last week that produced a $30,000 profit, and we're closing on another one next week that's producing a $28,000 profit, and we've got three in between that are producing, you know, anywhere between $12,000 and you know, $22,000. So very lucrative deals here. So anyway, with that, PropertyNoodlers@gmail.com. If you're interested in knowing what our program is and learning what our program is and coming on board with our team right now to start learning this program at no cost before it comes out to the public at a charge, send us an email to PropertyNoodlers@gmail.com. We'll be more than happy, if we have room, to get you in here and get you started on doing some property noodling and making lots of money with wholesale real estate and changing your life for the better forever. So with that, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. All right, everybody, have a great new op day. Make it a really good, strong session. Get out there and make things happen.